In the throne of seal. So here the holy war is going on. And the long Haochen people has reached at the war on the steppe, but comes before him. The fourth number is the demon god whose name is Wrath demon god, and long Haochen from him. He is going to fight, because here that guy is like any human civilization, he was busy in finishing them off. With the army and he demon's god, so he is so powerful that if someone in front of him also comes with the divine throne of seal, even then he can defeat him because he is the number 4 demon god at the time when he demon god appears before long Haochen. Haochen's throat goes completely dry because there was such a terrifying demon god in front of him, and he is only on the 8th step, but he carries a snail shield which execute the power of the super divine weapon. Can do this if sun and moon come in a line. Why go there? Because there is snail shield. Harnesses the power of the sun, during the day the power of time, and moon during the night time, which makes her an epic divine tool, but when the time comes it comes along Haochen. At that time he used both of them. He is able to do it, but still stands in front. The fourth number's chariot is seen as God, and in the video. So demos had set up camps here, which was spread over a radius of 5 kilometers. And he was at a place where the temperature was minus 40 degrees Celsius, used to go down during the night. But whatever area there was now, at Demon God only where the players are located, there was light and fire, and the rest of the camp remained. There was only peace spread in him, Demon quite. He was busy fighting with time, that's why I was very tired, because the humans who were the demon resisting mountain pass were living comfortably inside the fort, and were able to defend the dimmers with ease. But whatever happens, this cold, because of her, demons and humans live both are affected very badly. We're facing these freezing conditions right now. To do demons seek and find a very thick tent with millions inside. The army might come if the temperature rises this much. It was very cold and they had resources were also very scarce, due to which the conditions had become much harsher. Whether it is an advanced level demos, or then they are lower level demons, so those people mostly they lived inside tents, so that he can escape the cold and the advance. There are demon gods who use gold, he can face it and protect that place. We used to do the same. Noga, who is considered as god of death, was in charge of this battlefield, and I was saying that the most they are the strongest demons, stay on guard. So that if any human attacks, then this holy war can face it now. Because of this the civilian forces had to face a lot of problems. I had to struggle a lot right now. A year had passed, and in this which there were many had become conflicted, and so had the demon army. They were suffering huge losses. At least the third army had not been destroyed. The supply of food was also very less, because of which many drunkards die. The situation that was going on was very terrible. It was becoming more and more so, because the material here he remains. Noga, once he goes to attack, is about the whole army. Then at that time they fail because of that demon's feed. I was not able to do it, because there were humors. Not that much his dominance right now. I was doing too much, but still here. They were very hungry, and we supplied them. They needed supplies, and couldn't find them from anywhere. I was just now in the midst of demons. There was a massive demon god whose name is also Demon Nick. In which Saheb also comes, and 3 more the comrades come who are the 4th demon. These were part of the Emperor's legion, which was towering. There were creatures among them, very scary ones. He had physical power, but he was very hungry too. It seemed like a lot for quite some time now. He had not eaten anything to satisfy his hunger, so as to eradicate the situation which prevails. She was becoming very dangerous, and here most of the people who are demon. I had not had food for at least a couple of days. The entire food palace is finished now. That is why the demon god lives here. They had to share a single demo lag like their meal, which is something for them. Also it was not there because their size was so much. He was very frustrated. And he was very tired. So he is a companion. Suddenly he screams in despair, and he says that if situations like this, if it continues, then here are some things which demons are in their camp. They will kill them, will give them so that they can eat there. She is hungry. It has become so terrible that all the birds that were there were circus demons. They started targeting those who had meat. It remains a bit tastier. Demon Neck in comparison to the rest bears are the most powerful. Was one of the demons, and the Bursa there I demon him to be very weak, and that is why they don't consider themselves God's protection. The companions and their comrades who used to give. They live here. They knew that they would Bursal demons can be killed easily by anyone else. He will not say anything to them because Demona. There is a place in Harare where there is something which is strong right now. We were discussing our plan to raid Barak Demos who. There is a cold wind that starts blowing from outside it happens, because of which all the thick fur is the cut of the manicure people, winter starts now here. Could have faced it, but still their too much energy has already been spent. So they decide that whichever gentleman he will run the group of Wasak demon camp on the side, which was in much more depth than while they were on their way to the encampment. Yes, so immediately senses that something a strange thing is happening to them a little bit. There is a smell that leads to that black darkness, which was coming from the complete cold. And one of theirs was still filled with snow. He is a comrade, and he jokes that whoever he is my friend, he is imagining the smell Barbie cause, she has too much of it. I am feeling very hungry. I was just thinking about eating because of that. All the dim neckwears would be. Their water starts coming out, and after some time for they get destroyed, and before those people could react again, there comes a figure like a chalva. The figure that was coming from behind, he remains completely wrapped in a very big cloak, and in that darkness. It had completely collapsed, due to which there was no sound and no one could see him. I had found the golden light in a single stroke it flashes, which is 4 dims. Nick bears are those above the ground, they fall and die, and they know. It is not clear how he died, they all had a little bloody hole in them. The joke is too much inside his skull was made with pre-season, and that it was so terrible that no matter how tough the part was of the body that could come out from anywhere it was killing, it was so swift, and the pressure was that there was a guy here, he doesn't even scream or fight back. He is able to do this because his life is in a bad state, the freezing cold that comes out. Their health is affected, because of the environment the snow remains preserved and melts slowly. Then the same illusion remains, he suddenly attacks those people. And that attacker was Oxal Temple head Hejan, who that night is a very high-ranking figure. Jo Hejan and his team from the temple, she lives inside the demon camp for 50 nights. Had come to see the presence that he had covering powerful spiritual equipment. Every night had a necklace so that he could feel spiritual. The knight which was getting protection was a temple. He probably has a lot of mental abilities tools. I have collected it, and it is right now. But the second most important feature of May's temple magical is that it is a very simple and easy way to create a magical world. He Juan's team, in comparison of equipment, he has a lot of special was towards ready, which creates is Long Haochen, because of which demon them could not detect it at all. Right now going forward, Long Haochen will come face to face with is gonna see God, and this is the see here God be a Walla that too is considered top 10 God is his fight, will be Long Haochen's with my grandfather who has a divine throne of seal. That fight, we will see a little, we are going to see it later, which is the first one. There is a group of demon nice people, had died in a proper manner, and the one who is Hejan. I was preparing here so that here, but all the nights there are, his movements in the camp, could take him forward, they are so perfectly synchronized. And the darkness and the wind, he moves completely into that environment. All the demon bears were molded into me, he was killing people, and storing their bodies. Was taking it, because of which demons had to eat those nights, which are not available. Disperses become completely different in directions, and start preparing. The hint he had for his next move, a very big dark golden one at this time, was holding a metallic ball, and here he is at demon god, was looking at the pillar which camp was in the center, and he would suggest it happens that as soon as possible we people demons will have to be dealt with in one go at the same time. Inside, there was a lot of noise about those demon armies. The one in the middle is Savina's, which was demon god of death. There are 6 more demon meets with the gods, so that here who can make a strategy at this time. Who was the berserk demon god, he is here, but it wasn't there, and ever since the holy war had begun. Since then he was not here. Aha Nan, he was an uncontrollable figure, and as many even fellows were afraid of him, even sons of demons. Even the discussion that takes place in it shows that the demon that is here, how much does leadership matter to him? The struggle is on. There are valet fur which the demon Nick Bear demon god them here. There was a lot of frustration, because there is a shortage of food here. And here such a long ward is going on, they were very tired here. He is here to speak very badly. I was following the strategy of demon god emperor about, and he was believing that the demon emperor legions here, if one there are deployed fences, they should be eliminated. Could have happened and the war would have ended, but then also whatever material reminds him that the emperor's orders are to be followed. No matter how difficult it will be, why should the situation arise, and right now it is within them. There starts to be a little fight inside, but then even the gods agree to a plan. On top of that, here the next day, he had an attack, are going to plan to confront that He is here to introduce 2 Demon Emperor legends. A huge attack can be made on the entire human. Those of the Night Temple in against the forces he was veiled for, and was very eager to win. That's why they want to show their desires here. Let's say here they have Long Haochen, which was one of the most powerful human knights, but then Sami Noga warns him that people don't do so much direct battle. If not, then because of that, the losses will be so high that God Emperor doesn't want. His goal was weaken the humans and not completely destroy those who demon gods. That there is a strategy, it had already been made, but at the same time, they have a sense. There is a huge crowd inside the disturbance camp. Massive burst is light element energy. That's why those people come here from outside. They go and they see a lot. There were glowing balls of light that were headed toward the camp was coming, and as it collided with the camp, she was explodes slowly. Sons, where he is doing them. I was busy in what is now called the demon camp. Who came to finish the whole explosions happen, because of that many golden blast becomes a big series. That is getting more and more intense, because of her being so brilliant. It is gold and it gets made into a skirt, and then the dark golden light started to shine. Abi reacts very quickly to the encounter, but it was still too late to prevent the destruction that explosions happen. Because of that, a lot. All the tents are completely destroyed, and in all the DNF forces that were there. This attack had spread to many cases. It was happening to demons. It was very good. Was planned in such a way that the army could be harmed severely. Let them suffer from lack of food, and there lower the courage that you have. Be given the knights that are many had more skill in killing anyone and in launching a surprise attack, so he execute your mission successfully. And before the demon gods come, let's run away from there. Now it's too late to face it. He had become very frustrated, but it feels that the humans are very. Your attacks are becoming more powerful. Me and the other demos here quickly will have to respond, but still whatever those who somehow or the other are demon gods. There is a radius of 200 meters inside it. Whatever destruction takes place, it is very. We're able to limit more, because of which here, but the blasts that happen are even more. Could not spread, and more divas. I couldn't spread my passion now, so my power. It was very terrifying, but still the damage was already quite high. The rankings are Demon Sons, in which the elite members of Demon Emperor legions also come. They had turned into ashes, now such a big one, the reason for the loss that happened in their jumps. Of course demon get very angry. They go, because their army is very large. Demon is considered more important snake attacks in armies, and here humans. And they are trying to finish them off like this. The raid was done by many humans. It was planned for a long time, waiting for a right movement. Here they take advantage of their weakness, which was going on inside the demon camp, because there are as many demon armies here, as I was feeling hungry anyway, so they are knights and make 3 attacks. Each attack was very dense. It was packed and it plays where it goes, but that the most 10 were the Emerald Legions. The surprise was very much, because of that destruction happens and the demon camp happens. This is the case and it spreads in confusion. Human knights are those with a secret weapon. We use it. It's called light bombs that were made by the Night Temple. Bombs that live were designed a lot of diva shitting blasts of light elemental energy, for which there was so much power that the light elemental here. Forwarding spells are their equivalent. Who could do it? The knights are here. Use the weapon so that demon camp could specifically attack areas of. The joke on held demons is very powerful. There are magicians and dragons here. Too big for assisting mountain passes. The threat was huge even if it was of one kind. There was power, but still the humans here, they had gone after making a successful attack. As soon as he attacked, Long Haochen, he was the leader of the raid, and he understands that they shouldn't go any further. He should return soon. That is why he is here. Goes back quickly, but that's all. It seemed like something so easy was going to be. It is here that Long Haochen begins to turn back. That's when the song Chariot Demon God Summary comes there. He goes and says a long verse. It's getting a lot worse here. It is getting more terrifying, which all my troops are coming towards the people. Listen to the command and hurry towards the photo. Come on quickly. A guy tells you what to do. Do we need to defend ourselves? Should run away from here, damn it. What is all this going to happen? Only then will Long Haochen. He says I don't know how long only then will I be able to face this power from there. Chariot Demon God same comes, so here Long Haochen sends his sun and moon snail. Use his shield. Only then the demon god tells you to run away from here. What are you really thinking, you little ant? Do you really think that you are I will just bring the supreme artifact and mine? If you can face it, then I will say a long verse here that the gap between us is huge. This fourth death of God is much bigger domain. I don't know when I am here. I can last me a while. It will have to be done, so that all the people come back to the tower. In of eternity only then he says come God descending 8, then there is a goddess of light aura or brilliant sard. When he goes here, he says wrath demon God. Are you struggling, and it really seems that you have got this sard. You have begged your life with this toy. You can save him only if his grandfather is here. They say it is very bad. The one who is having the house is blessed by the chariot of God. I have trapped you here now even if you don't show your true abilities. He is the supreme art fed. He is seen as gods here will surely attract because here. The long Haochen is trying to find his identity. I was trying to hide it, otherwise I would have been here. But never find and kill the divine god emperors, but still whatever was in his hand. Snail shield was a supreme art fed, that is why they attract demon gods here. Was engaged in doing and they say who thought here wrath dem God himself out. Long Haochen will come, nothing will happen to him no matter what happens we should. People are shown the bear as God who that Long Haochen is attacking here. Over Chan's grandpa, and he says old man where are you running off to? Don't worry too much, just give me a second it comes in your hands and you won't even know it. That when you die, only then they say mind God if I were to be here in Long Haochen. If I don't go along with it, it is possible that Long Haochen. The words should die here, that is why they say welfare. If you want to block me then I will destroy you completely. I will do it then only say throne armor, and there's a big armor there. After that the scene shifts to Long Haochen above, and he here is the wrath demon god. I had defended the whole attack using the snail shield and then here. But wrath of man God says this is human who has blocked all my power. Hardly anyone could do this to me. This human ahead is just in the 8th step. But it is so difficult to leave it alive. It will get worse, so get it done quickly. We will have to hit here quickly. Only then Long Haochen speaks, if this goes on for a little while longer I will really die here today. That's why he says the Tower of Eternity is gone from here. The only way to retreat was to take Long Haochen from here. Begins to disappear, but the chariot that I feel that he is trying to show too much power. It feels and says you all dumb humans, all of you will be killed here, and Long Haochen. The first of them will be here, then the Tower of Eternity goes to and the chariot of God Semyon. The song is to express its full power, starts to absorb and here it is. Just keeps saying what is this thing, what is this human doing to me? My power is completely absorbed. This artifact is going to be real, so it is. If it continues like this I wonder that I too will perish here today. Spot on, but somehow wrath demon God he is God, he runs away from here. But he is very badly injured. He goes and his army too. She was very badly injured. This was the fight between Long Haochen and wrath demon God. Long Haochen here in the middle of it wasn't very powerful, but still. As he did so, he declared the 4th number had hurt God very badly. That's all in this video. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.